Good evening, everyone. Welcome to night number 5 of the 45th Annual Rootabaga Jazz Festival. That is a pretty big deal for any city of any size to have a festival that has gone on that long and is 5 nights long. I was counting them up. We've done 12 different events. We did a school tour where we visited 6 schools and then did a concert in Monmouth. We had 3 nights at the Galesburg Community Arts Center with various regional big bands and our faculty and friends group and our Friday night headliners, Juan Pastor's Chinchano. We were at the public library this morning with Juan Pastor's Chinchano, and we're finishing everything up here at the Orpheum Theater. And as I'm sure you all noticed, this event was completely free. Thank you to the generosity of Nair. So I want to give them a huge thank you. And if you take a look in your programs, there is a list of sponsors and donors. Please support them as you can because they're supporting the arts here in the community. If you would like to support the arts, there is a QR code that you can scan and make a donation. That will help us get to 46 years and 50 years and keep this going here in Galesburg. So starting off tonight, we have the Knox Jazz Ensemble. They've been working really hard, and this is their final concert of the year where they get to showcase everything they've been doing. And they'll be featuring our guest artist, Marv Villaseca. And then after a short intermission, we're bringing in our great headliner, DC and the Love. They're a fantastic band that I heard this last September, and I'm really excited to share them with Galesburg. So I sure hope you enjoy the show. And we're starting with just part of the KJE, and then I think they're going to be trickling in as they play the tune.
Happy Rootabaga to everybody. Trying to lose my voice at this time. Thanks for coming out to support this festival. Again, we have an amazing guest artist. That tune was called Hunting Wabbits, and it featured, well, all of our sections. Every section in the band got featured on that. And also solos by Maya and Eddie. And we're gonna count the triangle on this one too. That's Dylan. We're going to bring out our amazing guest artist for a couple vocal tunes now, and this next tune is an arrangement of mine called All or Nothing at All. Please welcome Marv Villaseca and Chieko Dunham. Are they not incredible or what? Both of them. This next tune was from an Ella Fitzgerald album that had a string section on it. So we're gonna bring out the Call Me Darling string quintet. And yep, they're gonna come out right now. This is a mix of students and faculty members and symphony members of the Knox Symphony. So they agreed to play with us today just for one song and did an amazing job. This adds a lot to the tune. And again, this is called Call Me Darling. It will feature some short tenor solos by Ben, Trinity, and Tobias has some flute in this as well. wanted to recognize one person in the string section who joined the group late and is not listed in your program, and that was Jan on the viola back there. Marv's going to come back out for this one, and we're going to do a classic called Needles Blues. This will feature Guy on the piano as well. But another hand for Mar, Chieko, and Guy. I've got some seniors in here I want to recognize real quick. We wouldn't have been able to do anything without them the last 3 years that I've been here. They're doing different things next year, and I want to make sure we send them off here properly. So our saxophone section, we have one graduating. Trinity, stand up. This is Trinity's father. In our trombone section, we have two. Lauren Whitry, stand up. And Maya Hasagawa. In our trumpet section, we have one back there. He's playing lead. That's Chris Reggiacorte. In our rhythm section, we have two. We have our guitarist, Cyrus Tallman, is leading us. And our vocalist, you just heard, Chieko. We're going to continue with a tune by Alan Baylock, who is the director of the 1 O'Clock Lab Band in North Texas. He's a great writer. This is the second line New Orleans thing called Hullabaloo, and it will feature, well, drums kind of throughout, as well as solos by Ben on the tenor, Eddie on bass trombone, and Maddie on the trumpet. was from the Buddy Rich Library called Cute, and it featured both of our percussionists, Dylan and Ian. We got one more tune to do. This is an Arturo Sandoval tune called Sandunga. It will feature Guy on the piano, Cyrus on the guitar, Chris and Maddie both on trumpets.
Big round of applause for the Knox Jazz Ensemble. Director Justin Haynes. We're going to take about a 15-minute intermission and get set up for DC and the Love featuring Greg Ward and Martin Villaseca. You guys are in for a treat. You're really going to enjoy it.